let the big man be in the post and let him be big. Bring back the full 5 positions. Take away defensive 3 in the key. Take away illegal defense. Take away offensive back to the basket. Take away the call it the Charles Barkley rule. Take away all the things that made the league soft. What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of the CVMK Show. I'm your host, Cody Kelly, Mr. CVMK33 himself. It's going to be an amazing episode. I want to talk about the NBA in-season tournament. The NBA is turning into a league that I cannot recognize. And we're going to discuss it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about the good, the bad, the ugly, the in-between, the highs and the lows. And we're going to get into it because I don't know if this in-season tournament is the answer that the NBA is looking for. We'll be back with more from the CVMK Show.
There's a hero in all of us waiting to be unleashed. All it takes is just that one last push. Activate the hero within with CVMK Global Supplements. All natural, steroid-free, designed to enhance performance, build muscle, and increase energy. You are unstoppable. You can do this. Become your own hero at www.cvmkglobal.store.
All right, y'all, go today, www.cvmkglobal.store. Get the body that you deserve. Best proteins, vegan proteins, BCAAs, Saucy, Transform, Warrior Thirst pre-workout, www.cvmkglobal.store. All right, I want to get into it because I cannot recognize the NBA anymore. Is the game being ruined? Like, I feel like we're creating all of this garbage because we're trying to make the game more competitive because you took out the reasons to compete. And to me, the NBA in-season tournament is just another one of those examples of too little, too late. Let's look over the rules. It is an inaugural. It's the first in-season tournament will tip off Friday, November the 3rd, and will culminate with the championship Saturday, December the 9th. The semifinals will begin on December the 7th. Championship will take place at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas because they're trying to get an expansion team in Las Vegas. Great marketing ploy. It will consist of 2 stages, group play and the knockout rounds. A group play, all 30 teams will be randomly drawn into groups of 5 within the conference based on win-loss percentage, win-loss records. Beginning November 3rd, continuing through Tuesday, November 28th, each team will play for 4 designated group play games in the tournament, each against its group, and then the winner will go on to a knockout round. So it's like a combination of the March Madness tournament and basically in-season play. A couple things that throws me off about this. It's another award that is totally different from the game that we're used to. So if you start comparing eras, now it is not just mathematically impossible because the rule change. It is now objectively impossible because it's a different game. You can't say, well, my favorite player has 3 in-season tournament championships, yours has 0, and you go back a year ago and that wasn't even the case, right? So you've added an element to the game that wasn't necessary and has morphed the game into something totally different. The reason for the creation of this, outside of to create fan buzz and marketing, it was because there was a lack of competition. Players were low managing, teams were not taking the regular season, seriously, and there was lackluster effort literally into the last 2 months or after the trade deadline. So they created this to incentivize player motivation and to give them extra accolades and extra money. I get that. But if you just would have kept the rules the same, this would not have been an issue. The problem is there's no motivation to compete is because you don't incentivize players to compete. Defense is not rewarded. You can't hand check. You can't do 5 seconds back to the basket. You have defense at 3 in the key. You're not allowing the big man to be big and physical. So because of this, everything is high flying, high scoring, wide open rules. Of course, it's going to be lackluster. When you get back down to the gritty warrior-like style of play, you wouldn't need in-season tournaments like this because every game would be vital and every game would come down to the last stretch, and it would be the best warrior that would win. So now we've created this fiasco and honestly a farce to create and incentivize effort. And it's truly just effort. I don't even like this. Yeah, I'm going to watch it because I'm a basketball fan. But look, so now you put Memphis, Phoenix, Lakers, Indiana. No, not Indiana, Utah, Portland, Group A, West A. So now they have to compete. West B. So literally, somebody can be an in-season tournament champ and not have a finals champ. West B, West C. Now school is like, I'm the in-season tournament champ. I'm the regular season MVP. I'm the Larry Bird playoff MVP. I'm the, that would speak highly. But it's just another way. Instead of saying, hey, each game counts, you don't get paid if you don't play. Or if you miss over a certain amount of games, your pay goes down. And really make these players work for it. But right now, it's just a bad look. I want to look at this video, the Odd Couple podcast, Odd Couple show, Chris Broussard and Rob Parker. Break it down and review it.
Rob Parker, what do you think about this idea for?
I don't like it. I just think it's unnecessary. There's no reason to do it. You mess with tradition of the NBA. There's just no reason, Chris. Please tell me why we're doing this. Just play the regular season. Hold teams accountable for putting together good rosters, and you know what I mean, or not rewarding just losing. But I don't. The mid-season, and then someone's going to say, "Oh well, yeah, LeBron won 4 championships, but he had 4 mid-season championships. He's the mid-season champion king." I just don't like the whole premise of it. I don't understand what they're trying to fix in the middle of the season. We have an all-star game we love. Let's do that. Maybe make the game a little more exciting or do something else. But, Chris, we don't need this. Who's clamoring to do this soccer-style thing that they do? I don't know. I don't know one fan who told me, we need to have a mid-season tournament.
You know what? A Christmas tournament. How about that?
But that's college basketball, Chris. That's all I'm saying.
Right.
Am I missing something? Seriously, who's clamoring for this?
I agree with you completely about it being unnecessary. Wholly unnecessary. Like the last thing I would think that they need in the NBA is a freaking mid-season tournament.
And I agree. I think Rob and Chris hit it on the head. Why are we doing this? I mean, I get more money. Look, I award companies, individuals, human beings. I award people for wanting to be innovative, wanting to stretch and drive the market and creative and, get the juices flowing. But the reality is the NBA did not need this. This was a way because the fact of the matter is the NBA has lacked parity. You've had almost too much control from player movement. And I'm for player empowerment to a point. Like, I'm not for anybody being taken advantage of. I'm not for billionaire owners making billions and trillions off the back of athletes because they can't do the job. But I understand you work for an employer, and I do think it needs to be a harmonious balance. However, what has happened is the NBA basically has put out garbage except for a few select franchises. And in order to incentivize not just the organizations, but the players themselves, that the NBA season actually matters and is not just what you do in the playoffs, and that, these awards are not just given because of, Instagram followers or social media influence. So you have to incentivize some type of play. Well, incentivize the play. This is how you incentivize the play. This is how the NBA, take note, this is how you make it better. Bring back physicality. Nobody wants to see this soft league. Stop with I can call my own falls, I can fake, I can flop. I mean, now you're going to get a check for flopping. Good. Bring back hand checking. Let's see if you're the amazing scorer and three-point specialist that you are when somebody can lean on you. Bring back the big man. Let the big man be in the post and let him be big. Bring back the full 5 positions. Take away defensive 3 in the key. Take away illegal defense. Take away offensive back to the basket. Take away call it the Charles Barkley rule. Take away all the things that made the league soft. And let these players, now I don't want it to turn into the 70s and 80s where you could, Mike Tyson somebody and it just be a regular foul. But if you start saying that somebody can physically impose their will on you, all of a sudden, how you draft, who you draft, how you recruit, how you strategize, it now becomes more about the strategy than the individual talent. The problem with the NBA is because when the individual talent soared past the strategy of the league, they marketed around the individual talent, i.e. Michael Jordan. But when the talent was no longer super iconic and it was just iconic and you had a multiplicity of icons and the strategy failed and the demand failed, you had too much fluidity and not enough balance. And what's happening now is that you're allowing personalities and brands to dictate the success of the game. I'm glad Denver won. Denver grinded. I'm not a Denver Nuggets fan, but they went out there and got it. But if we would have allowed, just personality drivers, maybe it would have been a different outcome. Allow the athletes to compete. Incentivize the heck out of their contracts. Hey, I'll pay you $300 million a year. But this is what you got to do, A, B, and C. You're only going to get guaranteed, $5 million. And now all of a sudden it's like, oh, I got to play. I got to put food on the table. I'm competing for mortgages. I'm competing. All of a sudden now it's, if I don't show up, if I sit down and low manage or I'm just in my street clothes, I'm not getting paid. Because here's the thing. The average worker, when they don't show up for work, they can only miss so long before they're on disability insurance. They don't get paid. Their pay is threatened. Why shouldn't yours? Isn't that fair? Isn't that equal? I love the athletes and I don't want to see any of them getting taken advantage of. But if you're not all in, if you're not committed, if you're not putting your body on the line, why are they paying you the $1 million, the excess amount of money that they do pay you? Why do you get to be in the 1%? You have to keep earning the 1%. And right now, what the NBA is doing is they're producing a very, very watered down, hard to watch at times, boring three-point shooting AAU league. It's no longer a grown man's league. I feel like I'm watching high school on steroids. The league is younger. You need veterans. You need strategy. You need coaches. You need game plans. You need physicality. You need I gave it my all type feel in every game. And until the NBA gets back to doing that, all this is in vain.
If they do this,
when we talk about things being in vain, when we talk about the NBA, we're talking about something that needs to change. Something that needs more power. Something that needs more efficiencies. We need to get back to the NBA being great. And you're only going to be great by competition. I'll be back. My final word.
I literally just tried the best pre-workout on the planet. With Superpower pre-workout, you have increased focus and a power boost every single time you work out. It's not only packed with 225 milligrams of caffeine, but it also has citrulline and creatine. It's insane how much energy and focus I had during my workouts. If you're ready to take your workouts to the next level, then ditch your current pre-workout and get the Superpower pre-workout to be your own hero.
All right, y'all, www.cvmkglobal.store. Get the Superpower Or what I recommend, particularly for beginners, Warrior Thirst pre-workout. Look, the in-season tournament is not where it's at. It's not where it needs to go. It's not anything. It's gimmicky. It's ploy. It's embarrassing. And even though it has this soccer, March Madness feel to it, we all know as true fans what this really is about. This is about getting multi-million-dollar athletes to actually take their job seriously, to realize that what they are awarded is a privilege. And even though they've worked harder, even though they can run faster, even though they can jump higher, even though they're taller, it's still a job. And like any job, you have to fully commit. You have to work hard each day, and you can't take any day for granted. And this is just another reminder of when you over incentivize, the long-term effect is understanding the business better than understanding the game. I want everybody to get paid what they're worth. Hey, if you're worth $1 billion a year, I hope you make it, pay them $1 billion a year. But give me $1 billion a year effort. If you're sitting out 40, 50 games, you made 18 movies, but we can't see you on the court. Maybe the contract just needs to be rewritten. Maybe there needs to be a way for us to, recompense some of that. And it's okay. It's okay. Hopefully the NBA will wake up. But if not, you know what you got to do, and I'm going to play it for you. Hey, what's up? It's CVMK33. Look, I want you to subscribe, hit the notification bell, subscribe here, everywhere, so you can get the latest and greatest of this podcast content. Stay tuned. Subscribe here, CVMK. Instagram, CVMK_global. It is what it is _show. CVMK33, www.cvmkglobal.store. Where all the greats go. Where your fitness, protein, and everything is, but also, where the best hot podcast content is on the planet. Look, I want the NBA to do better. I want the NFL to do better, but this isn't it. You've created now a system that is just gimmicky. It's corny. Hey, look, what are you really saying? Are you saying that athletes don't want to compete anymore? Are you saying that 82 games isn't enough? Are you saying that we got to find a way to spice it up because the All-Star game is trash? We have, G Leaguers winning dunk contests that can't get signed into an NBA team. Nobody wants to watch it. The highlight of the All-Star game is no longer feasible. And we have to figure out a way to create fan interest and player interest, or we won't have a product. That's what you're saying. And if you're saying that, then you need to go back to what made the NBA great. Competition. I don't care about the salary cap. They can have no salary cap, but you have to make it a physical game. You have to make it so that every basket is earned, that you can't rely on the ref to bail you out, that you have to compete, that you have to grind, and you have to work hard. And if you can't do that, the NBA is good. Until next time, guys.